So good evening, guys. Apologise for a slightly late start. We were all having a bit of a natter and we just completely forgot the time. So that's me being honest. I do apologise. So this is the stage 6 of building a radio controlled tractor. And we have some guests with us tonight. First one is Horlicks.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I can't see the comments at the moment, so let me just bring them up. How is everyone?
So what you been up to then, Horlicks? Working hard as usual?
Yeah, stay off and then drastically trying to print because I forgot one print for this evening. So it's actually on the printer. You can actually see in the TV here. It's printing as we speak, so it should be done at some point in the evening. But
Right.
Got enough to get me going.
Right, who should we bring in next then, Horlicks? 1 or 2? Pick a number.
2, because it's even.
2. So we have Fleetwood. How are you?
Oh, hello, everyone. Caught me off guard.
So what have you been up to since...
Well, try and play Mad Scientist for later on. You'll all be revealed.
Yes, you've got this to come, guys. We have done no expense spared. We have been spending money just for an experiment, just for you guys. So that is to come later on. And last but certainly not least, one of my major contributors to all of my streams, we have Adrian Langley.
Thank you.
So what you've been up to since, I don't know, last night when I saw you last?
I've been just assembling some parts I received Friday.
Brilliant. So
My 2 ice
you
racks.
are my first viewer who is up to date that I know of. So that's good. So yeah, you've been building that right up to about, what did you finish that about 3 or 4 minutes ago, didn't you?
Yes.
And just like with Horlicks, I sent them the wrong bearing, so you haven't actually really finished it, have you? So
No.
right, so gold star today to Caldecott Bus Spotters for the first comment. Says hi Penny. P40F20, hello and good evening to all. Verwayne is here. Hello to Dave Say. How are you? Roger Kendall says good evening all. Dave Milne says hello everyone. Chris, is that Chris? Forgive me, my TV screen isn't a really good resolution. Is that Chris Guys? And then we have Matthew Bohr and we have Chris Guys again. So yeah, I'm well. I've think I've just about shook off this cold that I got 5 weeks ago, which I thought was quite funny because this morning I'm on the computer and all of a sudden one of my virus programs went, "You have a virus," and I thought, yeah, probably got it from me. So, but no, that's all been taken care of. Right, so today we are going to be building another attachment. Oh, brilliant! I hate getting. I know some people get upset when I get names wrong, and that's quite understandable because when the Indians call me from the call centers and they call me Penelope, you know, I don't like that too much. So right, so today we're going to be doing our third attachment, which is the leveler. We're going to be officially using a new filament that I've never used before. That's being flexible. The flexible that I got is actually quite an expensive brand. It's like one of the proper name brands, Filamentum. And it is a good filament. But Fleetwood actually got me some cheap filament. And I think it's much better. It's £18 a roll cheaper. That's £18 a roll less. That's how good it is. And I've got to be honest with you, it's so much better. So in future videos, you may see a different, slightly different, but it's shinier and it's but the main thing is it's so much easier to work with. I can print faster, but yeah, it's all good. So what else is there? We have got the what's the word, Pinky in the Brain session later on. Mad Scientist at Fleetwood. So yeah, that's going to be fun. We've got all the usual stuff, and
Been ready to paint.
I'll show you my first prototype for a box on the front of the track because we're thinking about the counterweights. We can't get anything final until we've actually done the front tractor. Maybe we're a bit premature putting that counterweight in, but it just filled a little hole, didn't it? Just like the double-decker bus that fell in the hole in Norwich that was used for the double-decker advert. I will find that photo later on if anybody really wants me to, but I think it's so famous most people have seen it. So where should we begin?
Whatever.
So let's do this view, if you guys don't mind, and
No.
I will change. If you need to go straight into the build.
Yeah.
Okay. I have begun doing some pre-recorded videos. Oops, hide up the desk. So that you guys will have some content when I'm not streaming next week. The first video is I'm laughing now. It's an hour video, and all I've really done is sort of the differential out. I had so many problems with it, but I haven't edited it all out because if I'm having problems with the diff, there's a possibility that you guys may do as well. And hopefully the lesson that you get out of all of that is just stick with it. Just keep a troshing, as we say in Norfolk. So actually, let's do a spreadsheet view first. We want to see what we're getting, what we should have, and what we're looking to get in 4 weeks' time. So Matthew Borum saying for future build, I'd like to have a Starsky and Hutch graph. Do you know what? I have found on eBay some nice 1:24 scale vehicles. Right. So I've lost my parts per week. So, okay, are you guys getting this okay?
Yep.
Right. Probably not going to be
Yes.
able to read it too well, but that's fine. So, oh God, I'm all over the show here, aren't I? You know me, as organised as always. Right, so we're going to be doing the leveler this week. We need the leveler body, the leveler rim, wheel arms, 2 wheel blocks, a universal hook. Need a universal hook, Horlicks.
Yeah, I've just robbed it off the rice.
It's all right. I'm just trying to wind you up there. So we need the rear rubber, which is printed in flexible material, 2 side rubbers, and 2 tires. Let me just get these. I won't show you the parts until I've described everything. So we need 4 kinds of fixings this week, and we won't actually be using any of them. We're only going to be buying them because we've got a bit of leftover budget. Obviously, if you guys aren't following a budget, that's absolutely fine. But obviously, some of us, I appreciate that some of us may need to. So I'm trying to accommodate. The total cost of this week's £14.35, which actually means if you're putting £15 a week away, it should give us 60 pence left in the kitty. So that's rather handy. What can you spend? What can you spend that kind of money on, Fleetwood?
Cool. Just about, maybe a chocky bar. Just about. That's about it, isn't it? Or
Well, we're getting there. Yeah, but at least we can get a chocolate bar.
hang on, what you think healthy? Maybe a, I don't know, apple, orange.
Well, it depends, you see, because hang on, M460, sorry. Right, yeah, I mean, not having a chocolate bar makes me very unhappy, and when I'm very unhappy, that's not very healthy for the people around me. So, right, okay, I've just been getting my screws out while I'm getting ready. I've got in a bit of a muddle because one of the screws, I only seem to have one of them, and I haven't actually set up a proper box for them yet, but it's not a problem. Right, so obviously because we're ordering electronics from a Chinese company, we need to allow time for them to arrive. So I'm going to skip ahead to week 10 and just see what we need to pre-order. And we actually need the servo reversers and optionally the SMD in orange. And what I'm planning on using the orange ones for are, what do they call them? Marker lights. on the side of the trailer. I've got to be honest with you, I have absolutely no idea how I'm going to do that at the moment. So servo reverser is, we've labelled that 115. If we go into the parts list and then we go up to the top, we look for number 115, there it is. Servo reverser, we need 2 of those. I believe we need 1 for the tractor and we need 1 for the trailer. And you can't see that now because it's changed screen. So bear with me a sec, guys. So it's quite nice now because we were a little bit frantically getting parts at the beginning, but now we're not so bad. So a servo reverse is £1.41 each. So obviously you need to get 2 of those. So 17 to 20 days business days shipping. You can upgrade that for £1.86 and have it tracked, which I always do now because Yodel in my area aren't the best company ever. So, right, so that is that. Dave says just had a cheeky bit of tiffin. I do love a bit of tiffin.
Oh, I love tiffin.
Yeah. So the parts we've got. Let's start with the screws. So I've got some M3 40mm button screws, same as all the other screws, but a little bit longer. And these are just going to come in for later on in the build. Like I say, by buying all these bits now, it just means you don't have to buy them later on. Right, we've got this one, which I think is a 50mm. I've not labelled it yet, and I've only got the one for some reason. I'm not sure why I bought just the one. So I've just spotted your comment, Marty McFly. Yeah, I do know the cost of the tractor. Right, don't cringe when I tell you because it works out £11.36 a week. It's roughly £340, but that is including all the electronics, all the nuts and bolts. We've overpriced the nuts and bolts because we've been buying them in packs of 50, and sometimes you might only need like 10. And then I've overpriced the tractor parts by 10% just to take into account things like potential wastage. So you're going to need about £78 worth of filament. So that comes to roughly, let's call it 350 to be a bit conservative. It's a little bit expensive, but I think over the course of so many weeks, I think it's not too bad. Right, so next we're going to need an M3 nylock nuts. And if you're not sure what a nylock nut is, it's basically the same as an ordinary nut, except that in there somewhere there's a little blue strip, and that's a piece of plastic or piece of nylon, and that will lock that nut on a little bit more securely. Unfortunately, it means that the nut is a lot taller, so it does take up a bit more space. I will be using the nylock for the build, but I've kind of fallen in love with this thread locker, which I think for 95% of situations you could use this instead of nylock. But this is obviously nylock's a lot less messy to use. And then the last screw we bought, just to be a little bit different, this is an M4 16mm button. And as you see, for some reason, I only have 2 of them. And these are exactly the same as the M3s, except they're a little bit fatter. So that's those. But the only screws we'll be using this week are the ones that we've already bought. So the parts we need, I'll try and get this. Could you do me a favour, Horlicks? Have you got view of the spreadsheet?
I do.
Right, to save me flicking backwards and forwards, could you call out the parts that we'll need? And then the colour as well.
Yeah.
That would be useful.
We want 54, which is the level of body.
Right, so this is the level of body. I've done mine. Oh, sorry, you were going to say the colour as well.
Yeah, and then that's in a colour.
Right, So the color I'm opting for is purple. I may possibly change my mind, but this is the level of body. Now, I had an awful lot of trouble with this. It might be my printer. It might be the file. I really am not sure. When I printed it on the bed like this, it kept lifting. Chris, I will answer your question shortly about the storage boxes. I found it was coming off the bed. I then tried it like this, and again, I was having the same problems. So what I ended up doing in the end was printing it diagonally and placing a brim. Quite often a print will come off the bed because you see how thin that is. So by making it wider, it helps it to stick to the bed. As you see, I've still got a bit of the brim left. Brims are slightly wasteful, but not as wasteful as having 4 failed prints. So that's my level of body, and it will actually go this way round, even though I printed it this way.
So
Okay.
I printed mine today.
Right, let's have a look at yours.
And unfortunately, fortunately for me, it was one print, one job, done.
Yeah, there's nothing unfortunate about that, Horlicks.
And then I printed it upright, and it's absolutely level.
Yeah. Yeah. So it could well be the printer, or it could be the fact that maybe I hadn't quite left, because it's using almost the entire print bed. It means that these corners have to be level. You know, in the mornings, because I've just seen that lovely screen you're about to show off. On a small print, if you're printing something very small in the center of the bed, if your bed is a little bit unlevel on the edges, it won't make that much difference. But if you're using the whole print bed, it will. So are you about to show us something, Horlicks?
Sorry, no, I'm just changing.
No, okay, no, it's fine, it's fine. I just thought you were going to show us something. Right, so, and I can see that Adrian's got his one out as well. So show us your colour. Look at that, beautiful leaf green. Quite a nice colour, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. So all of us have our levelers ready, except Fleetwood, because I would send you your parts, Fleetwood, but you keep moving about. So Chris Guy is asking where I got my screw storage boxes from. Well, this may come as a complete shock to you, but I found a file and I printed them. They are very expensive to print compared to buying, but come on, hey, look, I get to choose the color I want. That's worth everything, isn't it? So what's next then, Horlicks?
So next is 56, which is the level of rim times 2, and that's again in the color, in your color scheme.
Okay, might have to, there we go. So these are, I printed these with the leveler because they are so tiny. So these are basically the wheels, and all they are just little tubes, really. You've got a screw hole in the middle, and you've just got flat bit on the outside. So I've lost these so many times. I'll give you an idea of how big they are. They are approximately 8 millimeters across. They're so easy to lose, and they just, because of the shape of them, they're hard to grip. So they bounce and jump everywhere. Okay, what's next then, Holly?
Okay, 59, leveler wheel arm times 2, and that's in black.
Okay. I mean, you don't have to stick to the colours that are on the spreadsheet, but I've tried to sort of use the colours that Makit have, but just adapting it for my own use. So these are 2 identical pieces. You have a screw, in fact, they go this way. This is where the wheel is going to go, and then these bits are where they're going to fix to the actual leveler. And I kept it black because I thought the contrast between the purple would be quite nice. Okay.
Okay, next is 60, which is the leveler wheel block, and again that's in black.
Okay, so these blocks are basically just to attach this to this. It's just sort of the middleman. So we'll pop this onto that, and then the wheel let bit will go through there. And these turned out really nice. Do not be tempted to print them with supports, because what will happen is you'll get support material go in there and go down there, and because it's an L shape, you will not get that support out. Trust me, I know that myself because that's what I did. Okay.
Okay. We've got 61, which is the tractor universal hook.
Right, the universal hook. Now, this is a bit of a funny one. If you print it with supports, it does come out really nice, as you can see there. But it's so hard to get the support material. Fill all of this in with support material. If you print it as it comes out on Cura like this, you've got this issue of overhang. And what I've found on every print I've done, you get a slight droop just on the one level, which can be sorted out with a file. But you can also print it that way. That way would work, but then you've got to put supports on for this bit. I think this one I did with supports, but to be honest with you, because it's going to sit on the tractor like that, and then this will be there, it's not going to be the main focus point. So print it with supports if you really want, but you'll have a slight defect there if you don't, but it will work absolutely fine. Then again, it could be down to the temperatures. I use a slightly too high a temperature for my PLA, but it prints nicer overall.
Okay. 55, which is the leveler rear rubber.
Leveler rear rubber. So this is, again, you're going to have to make sure your bed is level because it's a longer piece. And I really like this. I have made this ever so slightly hollow in the middle. And it springs really nicely. I'm really, really pleased with this. Did you get, how much do you think you wasted on this Horlicks with misprints?
This part came out perfect.
Yeah, but you did the wheels first, didn't you?
Yeah, the wheels. I wasted quite a lot, yeah.
Because we've never used flexible filament before, obviously there's a trial and error stage, and it's really awful because this is so much more expensive than PLA. Well, it used to be until Fleetwood came along and showed us the error of our ways. But saying that, if you're going to buy cheap flexible from a company that also does PLA, your PLA will be even cheaper than the flexible. So it's a shame to waste it, and we felt we kind of had to learn quite quick, but we did all right, didn't we?
Yeah, mine came out really nicely, actually.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed. Mine looks almost like leather.
Yeah. Well, this is, now I want to tell you a little bit about what they call shore hardness. Flexible material will be given a shore hardness. And what that basically means is how hard it is. Now, this particular filament, this is by Filamentum, and it's called FlexiFill 98A, and it means it has a shore hardness of 98. The higher the number, the harder it is. Now, 98 is about the equivalent of the rubber that you'll get on the bottom of your shoes. So they've got a little bit of flex to them so you can walk on them, but they are hard wearing as well. So if I was 3D printing soles and heels for shoes, this is definitely what I would use. Probably a little bit too hard for a tractor tire, but it's perfectly adequate for our needs. But the filament that I really should have used is about another £10 a roll more expensive than this. So I'm happy enough with that. Okay.
Okay. You want 57, which is the leveler side rubber, and there's two of those. Again, they're flexi.
So these turned out a little bit nicer, I thought, but these are basically the same. So there we go. Okay.
And then 58, two leveler tires and flexi.
And there we go. And this is going to be just like doing the Routemaster, but smaller. But you see, there is a little bit of flex to those. I think these are actually warm. When I took these off the bed, they flex quite nicely. Having said that, this has got a different amount of flex. Fleetwood, I might have sent you the wrong tire. I've got a horrible feeling I have, but I don't think it'll make a lot of difference, will it?
No.
Right, so anyway, but when I took these off, they were quite flexible. When I tried them again the next morning, they didn't want to move. And now they're a little bit more flexible. And I think it's the temperature. So obviously, like the Routemaster tires, you had to warm the tires up to get them to go onto the wheel. But I wouldn't advise putting these. Adrian asked me this morning, actually. If you soak these in water, now I have in the past printed a PLA water cup, and I filled it up with water and I left it in the sink. And by the time I got home, the cup was completely empty because it wasn't waterproof. So if your layers aren't adhering to a watertight level, I mean, these look like these layers are gone on fine, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're watertight. So if you soak these in hot water to try and soften them up, you could get water in there, and I really don't know what's going to happen after that. So if we do need to warm them up, they should go on there absolutely fine. But if you do need to warm them up, I think we'll use a hot air gun or a hairdryer. Okay, so that should be all of the parts, Horlicks.
Yes, that's it.
Right, so we've got to figure out how to do this now. And I'm wondering if it'd be best to put the universal hook on first. Yeah, no, actually, we can do that last, can't we? So, shall we assemble the wheels first?
Yeah.
Okay, so one wheel, one tire, one wheel, one tire. So have a little examine of the tires. You see, there's a little bit of mess has gone on there. Now, with PLA, you can scrape that with a knife. With flexible, you can't. So the only way you're going to do it is to cut it out, and it's going to be possibly a laborious task, but I think that might actually have done it. Let's say with PLA, I'll just get a knife in there and scrape, but that just isn't going to work. So, this one's even worse. So, do get a little bit of the odd. Again, it's all down to the print bed leveling, isn't it?
Yeah.
And how good your printer is. So there we go. Right. So all we're going to do is I've never done this before, so I don't know if this is going to work. My backup plan is my vise. So we're going to pop that. Oh, that's gone in. That's gone in absolutely fine. So there we go. We've got one level of wheel. Okay. Oh, that's gone in. Don't think I had that quite lined up. Now, I did actually print these wheels with a brim, and the reason I printed them with the brim is because I printed them on the same print as the leveler. I don't know if there is a feature, but I don't know how to print this with a brim but that without a brim. They're either all going to come out. The disadvantage of that is that there might be a little bit too much on there.
And it's also worth noting that these, I think, are very slightly tapered, and they only go in one way as well.
Is that why I struggled and then I turned it around and it went in?
Yeah, I think what you need to do is the flat side needs to be down with the bed side, and then if you look at the actual rim, it's very slightly tapered at the end, and that will go in front ways into the front of the tyre, which will be the top of the tyre on the print.
Right, so this is the bottom. So what you're suggesting is that this side is ever so slightly wider than that side.
Yeah.
So
and then that fits also it only fits into the rubber tire one way. So if you try and put it in the other way, it's a bit difficult. So,
Right. So am I putting the top end into the bottom of the tire?
no, the top end of the rim into the top of the tire, like that. Yeah, that should go in. If you try and do it the other way.
If I turn them both over, I think you're right, Horlicks. I'm having a lot of trouble with that.
Because mine
I did not
go in one way.
Do you know what? Look, if you look at the top, I don't know if you can see it. It actually comes in right near the top.
Yeah.
It's not a gradual. It's straight, then turn. So.
And I think the actual tire itself follows a very similar pattern.
And that's just got in really well.
Yeah. But once you get it the right way, it will just go in easily.
Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. And that would also explain why I've got the top of the tire and the bottom of the wheel on both wheels. Okay, lovely. So they're on. Right. So the next thing I want to do is I'm trying to figure out which way round is the best. Right. I'm going to put the wheel blocks on next, and then I'm going to put the rubber on. Because we can, right, when this goes on to the leveler, you can see that you've got 3 holes in there, and we've got 4 holes on there, and that's so we can adjust the tire, the wheels wherever we want. If we fit the wheels now, we really have no idea how high it needs to be to go. So I'm going to fit the rubber and the blocks now, and then we'll put the wheels on. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, any ideas what screws we're using?
No.
Well, it's either 12 or 8 mil kind of sunk.
I think we're going to go trial by error, aren't we? I think let's go for the 8 mil first. So let's put the small rubber on first. So you see there we've got 3 holes on the side, and obviously we've got 3 holes on the rubber. And I'm going to do shiny side out.
Right.
I think that'll just give it a slightly nicer look. So
I'm going to do the opposite and do because I've got a shiny side, but my other side is really smooth and nice looking. So I'm going to do my nice side out.
Okay. So between us, we've decided pretty much that we're going to be doing our nicer side showing outwards.
Yes.
Right. Okay, I've got to find
Yeah, I'm going to do mine.
Oh, I have mislaid a screwdriver bit. I have refound my screwdriver bit. Right, so some of my holes, it's printed them in a little bit small to just be able to put the screw through. So I'm actually having to screw it through. That's quite common with my 3D prints. And then I just keep screwing into it. Where's that through? I think that's a little bit large, actually. That screw. No, it might actually be just the right size. So I've gone for the 8 mil because that's the smallest one that I have put on the list. I personally own 6 mils, but I'm reluctant to use them because I haven't told you guys to buy them. So I think that'd be a little bit unfair. So that one's gone through absolutely fine. That's how good that flexible filament is. Southern Belle, how are you, my good friend? So this one, that one's straight through. So I'm just popping the screws in first. How are you getting on, you two?
Yeah, I've put all my 3 in one side, and I've wound the screws back out enough just to be flush with the rubber, so that when we put the nut on the other side, I can screw it in.
Okay, I'm having a bit of a struggle here. This is more to do with the 3D printer than the part. It's not quite done that hole rounded enough. So I've just got to kind of work that one through, and that's gone through eventually. Right, so we'll just finish that off with 3 nuts. If I can find them. M4 nuts I've got. Why have I not got M3? There we are. I'm using them earlier today, and I forgot to put them back. So we're going to need a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, at least 12. A lot. Should we settle for that one?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to pop 3 nuts on, just get it started with my fingers, and finish that off with a socket set. You will have to use the sockets. When Makit Pro did these, I noticed he's got this wonderful little T-bar thing, and it's like a little tiny one. It's just a cross, and obviously it's got a different head on each bit. Unfortunately, I have to go with a very cheap socket set. But you know, if I've been model building for thousands of years, as some people have, then obviously I will have quite a nice collection built up of tools. But you know, not saying Makit's been doing it for 1,000 years. He's not that old, is he? Right, there we go. So I've got those on just tight enough, and I'll just finish those off like so. You can go a little bit tighter than normal, I think, because you've got rubber, so that's going to take a lot of the pressure. But obviously, if you really, really ram it in, it will break eventually. I personally like using this electric screwdriver for this because it's got the fork on it. It actually slips when the pressure's too much for it, and usually when it slips, it means that's in tight enough. How are you getting on, Adrian? Because I'm thinking if there's 3 areas to do, we could actually focus the camera on the one person. There we go. That's my first rubber bit.
At the moment, I haven't put the nuts on, but I've just put the two sides on them. First
do
screw
you want to save the other end? Do you want to save the other end? And then what we'll do is we'll watch Horlicks do the long bit. There you go. Show us all yours now, Horlicks. And
so I've got. I thought one of my sockets on the Oreo would fit these nuts, but they don't. My biggest one is just not big enough, unfortunately. So I've been using these small little like side cutters just to grip the nut.
Right.
But I have had a bit of a split. I glued it earlier. That split, not because of any force. It was just literally the screw going through. But
is that a little bit of under extrusion on the printer's part?
I think so, on that one layer.
Right.
So the rest of it seems fine. So I'm not unhappy with that, and it's still solid. So yeah. So now I'm going to do.
One of the things that I always say, people say, "Oh, is that good? Is that all right?" I think the benchmark is, "Are you happy?"
Yeah. So where is the back going to be?
Right, the back.
This is the back, isn't it?
I think. The back is actually going to have everything on show. I think that's the back. Because if you look at the holes where the countersunk screws go in, the universal hook is going to be on the opposite side.
Oh, yeah.
So
that'll be the back. That's fine. Just so I can get, because obviously my rubber, I've got a really nice finish on there. That side's
yeah,
not so nice.
I'm thinking on the sides, I'd put the screws in from the outside.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it the opposite way on the long bit? because obviously nut and bolt heads are more attractive than nuts.
Yeah, that's
So
what
I
I'm
think-
going to do. Put
Yeah.
the screws in from this side.
And also, it's probably going to be easier to get a bit of rubber in that way.
So I've noticed on mine, if I line up this rubber here, lines up with the hole.
Yeah.
But the more I move along, it doesn't. To this one where it doesn't line up at all, and I think that's just where it's stretched slightly. But this is obviously flexible, and I
Yeah.
can stretch this. So what I'm going to do is do one end. And that's going in duty free.
Oh, am I detecting a Sparkles moment?
Yeah, she's watching you with content here, Alex.
Okay. Okay. Guys, whole show, you know the rules. Whole show on hold. Here comes Sparkles. Come on, but you all know the rules by now.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Oh,
Hello.
So how is she today?
She's all right today. She's a bit chilled today.
So when are you on the move? Is it Monday?
Next Monday.
Next Monday.
Oh, next Monday. So, hang on. So I've sent those parts to you.
Yeah, I'll get them this week. I'm here.
All right.
26, I think. 5th.
Okay. And the reason I was asking is because did you say Sparkles gets a bit grumpy when she moves
Yeah.
for a couple of days?
Hello to everybody.
The smells in the house, do you think?
It could be anything, really. You know what I mean? So, could be just anything. It could be that my front room is slightly bit more cozier than Sean's.
Right.
You know, that she's a bit more happier here than she is at. That's all right. I'm trying to where she's going. Yeah, I mean, so it's one of the things. She is happier here than she is at Sean's, which is strange, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's you know. But then didn't you say she's happy with Sean than he is for you?
Yeah, Sparkles can be a bit funny with me. She is slowly getting used to me now. Since the operation, she seems to have sort of realised that I'm actually not. I'm not going to do any harm to her.
You're
know
not
what
total evil after all.
I mean? No.
Yeah.
And I do keep bribing her with loads of treats, if you know what I mean.
Well, that won't do any harm at all, would it?
No.
I know if you bribed me with loads of treats, I'd be your friend.
What? Just eat vouchers, you mean? I'm sorry.
Chocolate, fast food, anything like that.
Blackpool Rock.
Blackpool Rock, yeah, it does a job for me.
Is that it now?
Yeah. She wants to go and play on her ball now, so.
Well, that's quite handy, Sparkles coming on, because it's enabled me to do a little bit of a catch up.
Hey. It's breathing season now.
So I have just noticed something about this. Sparkles the mascot. Right.
She is the mascot.
Yeah, she is the most important person on this stream. She's the only person that the whole stream.
You don't realise, No, I said she's the only one who can stop the stream.
Yeah, even I can't do that.
Yeah. Hammy spam. Right. You're not talking tonight. Right.
You had enough now.
Yeah.
Come on then.
Go play on the ball now.
Come on then, go play the ball.
Can we have the show back now, Sparkles?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, I'm just going to show you this. Something I've noticed to be careful of. When I've put the screws in here, I noticed that they're the same size screws, but these are showing a lot more. And then I looked at this one, and then it occurred to me, as obvious really, this is actually shaped. So if you look, you'll get more screw exposed there than there. Still going okay, but because this bit is straight, you're going to get, it's going to look different. That's what it actually looks like when I've screwed the screw up. There's actually quite a lot of screw exposed bolt. So that's why I was wondering whether to do the 6 mils. But obviously I've not actually included that in the build, so I'm going to say no to the 6 mils. Saying that, it's going to still be totally functional, isn't it?
Yes.
And also be careful when you're screwing these in, because it is nipping because we're putting the screw directly on the rubber, it is nipping that rubber in. And I can't get the corner one in.
I'm really struggling here.
Yeah, I think maybe what we should have done is put the long one in first. Can you tell we've never done this before, guys? We should have put this long one in first, because then this screw is getting in the way. But then again, if we put that one in first, then it would get in the way of this one. So I don't know, maybe using a spanner instead of a socket. I don't know. And also the flexible doesn't help, because it's not with the plastic. When you put a screw through, I mean, that one fits fine, but if you find a hole, I've run out of holes. There we go. This one, the hole's closed up a little bit. This will be from the printing. Oops, sorry guys, you're over there, aren't you? So this hole there, it won't go straight in, because the printing process has closed the hole a bit. So you just put it in, and then you can kind of force it, and you can cut it with a thread. But with the rubber, it doesn't cut the thread through, and it kind of moves with it, so it's quite hard. But I think it's just going to be a case of perseverance, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So how are you getting on then?
Right, so I've had a big problem with it cracking again, because it's
Right.
so thin. That was where the rubber's stretched as well. It's trying to pull it away, but since I've added a nut, it seems to have lined all that up nicely. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to reprint this. I'm just going to later on. I'm just going to put a little bit of super glue in there, or use 3D pen just to touch that hole up.
3D pen will probably work very well. Because how long is this as a print? It's quite lengthy, isn't it?
About 7 hours for me today.
It's really worth reprinting the whole lot off for that one little bit.
Would it be worth putting washers in or not?
Say that again.
Would it be worth putting washers in both sides?
That might help.
It might do, but the reason it's split is because he's had a little. It was under extrusion you've got there.
Yeah, one layer near the top. Yeah. Something happened. It went a bit.
I was just thinking the washer might spread the so it's not so.
Hi guys, I'm just doing a quick change on the printer. So I can get some prints on for Adrian then. Oh no!
That sounds like a disaster.
It's not a disaster. It's have you ever printed something where you actually needed both sides to be really good, and you got all the way to the end and you're like, wow, that looks fantastic, and then you notice the first layer's gone down flat. And you're like, yeah, I could have stopped that 4 hours ago. Right. Are you still struggling, Horlicks?
No, I'm getting there.
Okay, no, that's good for me if you struggle because it gives me more time to sort Adrian's prints out. Adrian's got a few more prints to get. I've got a 12-hour print, which will print really nicely overnight. And then there's about a month's worth of parts there on one print bed. So it kind of gets that out of the way, done then. That just came out actually as though I want to get him out of the way.
Okay.
It's not how it's meant to be.
I think I'm happy with that.
Lovely.
And it bounces as well now.
All right.
Yeah.
Right. So, Adrian, do you want to do the last piece?
I'm still doing the long. I've done the short bit of just doing the long bit at the moment.
Oh, that's fine then. So we'll wait for you to catch up. It's quite handy, I think, having multiple builders because you may struggle on a bit that we find really, really easy, and vice versa.
Yes.
So I'll see if I can catch on a bit of the comments. So Southern Belle seems to have caused a stir. She's come into the channel. Everyone's jumping around saying, hello, how are you? So we've got Dave say Roger Kendall, Dave Mill, Chris Guys, Matthew Bourne, Chris Guys. Andre, I think I've tried to pronounce this in the past and failed. Andre Wadoops. Forgive me if I get that wrong. Dave, yes, I did get your PM. I will be responding tonight. Coley Cott says, how you doing? Yeah, I'm doing well. I've got a few days off now, so chance to recharge the batteries. Matthew Bourne said that he'd like to do Starsky and Hutch Gran Torino car. Love minis, like, share, subscribe. Cheeky Tiffin caused a bit of a stir there, didn't it? But Dave Bass preferred bourbon creams or Garibaldi. You're a bit old-fashioned there, Dave. I must admit, I love a good Garibaldi. Or as my stepdad used to call them, flies and cardboard.
Yeah, squash fry biscuit.
Yeah, squash fly biscuits. That's it. So hello. So Southern Belle, hello mate, how you doing? Hello. Chris Davies, Penny's UK. Yeah, I'm South Wales. So yeah, funny that, Dave. So I honestly suggested you two building as well. Before I saw Dave say his Horlicks and Adrian building on camera too. I am trying to get as many people on as possible. And then if I do miss anyone, I apologise. Yeah.
Right. Got my piece of rubber. Again.
So, are you on the? Do you want to do the side bit then, Adrian?
Yes. I got that bit in there. Right. Well, actually, there you go. So at crafting, when I put the screw so far, then I put the nut on.
Yeah. Theoretically, this bit should be the easiest bit because we've already done it before. However, when we did it before, we had a lot more clearance.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not as easy as we first thought, is it?
No.
I mean, it seems, oh, how hard can it be just screwing a screw in? But
Yeah.
it's a little bit tricky. When you're screwing two plastic parts together, not a problem because they don't really move much, do they?
No, they don't.
Well, I'm saying that I've had one just going really difficult and one going really. Right. Are you all right there, Fleetwood?
Yeah, fine, thanks. Just reading Martin McFly says, I think you just figured out you were doing a slurry scraper. Could be.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yes.
Yeah, I suppose it could do, couldn't it? I don't think I've seen a video of this actually working. But I mean, obviously he's called it a leveler, but I suppose you can level anything really, couldn't you?
There is one where he's done it. There is a video that he's with this in action.
Okay. So I know there's a couple of videos of the rice raker.
Yeah.
But I suppose, you know, if you're going to go out and spend all this money on farm equipment, you can, muck scrape, okay. But yeah, if you're going to go out and spend all this money on farm equipment, you do whatever you want with it, can't you?
Yes.
My leveler, and I'll cry if I want to. Cry if I want to, cry if I want. You won't get that with your Horlicks. You're way too young.
Cry if I want to, yeah.
Okay.
So
Oh no, I forget. You are actually a fan of good taste for music, aren't you?
Yeah, I like a bit of it. I like 60s, 70s, 80s.
Yeah. I don't admit to liking the 80s.
Drive Bunny.
Yeah.
A bit of Jive Bunny, yeah. Black Lace.
Well, I'd do the long straw there. I would say that the part that I've done on camera was probably the easiest bit because you had that much more room to do it, to play with.
Actually, probably doing well if you did the long bit first.
Yeah.
Then the short bits.
I'm wondering that, yeah. So it's yours looking good, isn't it? So, oh God, I'm in camera way over there. So there's mine.
Wow.
I think I'm a big fan of Horlicks there, actually. I quite like the colour contrast with the orange and the black. Looks quite nice.
Thank you very much. I knew it would be perfect.
Yeah, you do know that, don't you? But you know me, I'm just blinded by the opportunity to print in plastic. Purple even, sorry.
Mine's orange as well, Nick Penny. I can't remember.
But I do like Adrian's, actually. It's a very traditional sort of colour.
Yes. Yeah. Well, it was quite useful for me because I have got to do a second tractor. But I couldn't decide between green and red. And Adrian is doing a red tractor as well. So there's no need for me to do, because obviously I get to see the parts firsthand. So I've actually gone, whereas Adrian's gone for leaf green, I've gone for dark green. what I would call a more traditional, but it's more of a racing colour, isn't it? Sort of British racing green. Whereas Adrian's is a bit more of a farmy green. So, right. So, shall we pop the wheel blocks on next?
Yes.
Right. So, I don't think there's a top and a bottom. I'm convinced there isn't. So, for these, we will need nuts, which we've got. And I want to just figure out the... we need countersunk screws. How long do you think we'll need?
12, maybe?
12. Should we start off with 12? Sorry, for those that are watching this the first time ever, we aren't totally clueless. We have build instructions for the tractor. There aren't necessarily build instructions for other parts. So we're kind of figuring this out with you guys. 12 is too long.
Too long, yeah.
Yeah. So,
I'd say 8mm because I tried the 8mm.
Okay. 8mm tends to be one of the more common screws up to this stage, isn't it?
Yeah, 8mm.
You're happy with 8mm? So, that is absolutely spot on there, isn't it? That goes all the way to the other end.
Even like, look, this is amazing. Just as we were saying before, the quality of the parts, like that nut's gone in there because obviously we have to put 2 nuts into the slots. Look how a perfect lineup that is.
Yeah. Yeah. The only time you're going to struggle with getting the nuts in is if you haven't got them quite level. If once you have it, and I found that with all the parts so far. There you go, that slots straight in. So, although saying that, you've jinxed me there, Horlicks.
Why?
Because there we go, it's got it in. I think this might be one of the ones I printed with supports. So, right. So I'm going to pop that on, and I really need a crosshead screwdriver. Posy head, is it called?
Yeah, or Phillips. I call it Phillips.
Phillips, yeah. Now, I've not put my first screw in all the way because it gives me the opportunity just to adjust the second position. There we go, in case I haven't quite got it level. Right, so that's gone in absolutely fine. Superb. So we're going to have lots to play with once we build the tractor, aren't we?
Yep. We'll have to have an inaugural tractor day somewhere.
I'm going to take mine down Tesco's, and when someone goes spillage on the rice aisle, I'll go, okay, I've got a tractor, can sort that one out.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Get the leveler down there, sweep the milk away.
Yeah, well, we'll sweep a bit. Well, yeah, I suppose it could, couldn't it? Yeah.
That's what you want next is a slurry tank, with a Hoover attachment.
Imagine your job interview. So what makes you good at this job? Well, I do have a rice rake on the back of my tractor.
Yeah.
Oh, when it's cold, I can get the fertilizer out and put the grit in the back, Stock the front of the store for you, if you know what I mean.
Maybe we could use the fertilizer for the distribution of the Tesco's wealth.
Right. I'm having problems.
Okay. I must admit, I didn't think you'd have problems there.
My nut won't go in the hole.
Uh-oh. Right.
Is that going to be the side that's down on the print bed?
Pardon?
Could it just
Could that be the side down on the print bed?
Yeah. That was the flat side as well. So I'm going to have to get my needle files out, but I was gifted.
The needle files are one of those things that you could probably manage without them, but once you've used them, you'll never not manage without them again.
Yeah, that's all I needed. Little rough round with that.
Lovely. How are you getting on, Adrian?
I'm getting on fine. Right. They're both nicely done. With those, I end up putting the bedside down on them. So you have the shiny side upwards.
Yeah, I've just done that.
Yeah, I mean, do whatever you think is best, what you prefer. You know, some people might go, "Oh, that's a bit too shiny." So see, I've actually gone shiny side out. You went the opposite, didn't you? You went shiny side in, but I quite like that shininess. I think that shows off that nice filament. So, but yeah, your model, you did it how you want. Yeah, Mike McFly says, "Come in handy when it snows. Everyone needs a snow play." Well, it's funny you talk about snow play because there is a snow play attachment for a radio control car vehicle, and I'm actually looking at adapting it. I make no promises. Right, so I'll just leave mine like that until you guys catch up. I like that. I really do like that. I like the I'm glad I went for the black and not the silver. The reason I've gone black on the bits is because the back of my tractor's silver. So I figure that if you make the tractor bit silver and then you make these silver, it'll kind of, I like it to stand out, the various bits. And also when I'm doing it on camera, if you get lots of bits the same color, it's a little bit hard to see where one bit ends and another one starts. Oh, that's a bit of a coincidence. I found out that the, what's it called, Mandalorian has come out, but it's only available on Disney Plus, and it's not a Disney Plus isn't available in the UK yet. So I checked out the website, and obviously I can't register with it. But I've just had a message going, why Disney Plus is well worth the subscription fee. Well, that's a bit of a coincidence, isn't it? You like that, Fleetwood?
Yeah, fine, thanks.
I feel a little bit bad because you haven't got your parts yet, so you...
Fine. I can sit here and watch you do there, and then I've got a load to catch up on.
Don't forget, guys, we are all three of us going to be sitting there watching Fleetwood in a little while, and it's going to be at least if not more interesting than what we're doing. I think anyway. Yeah, Adrian, you've gone for green wheel bits, and they actually look quite nice as well.
Yes.
Because it actually looks like they're part of that leveler body, whereas mine looks...
Yes.
I'm being honest here, and I don't think I could say what is better.
The brackets, yeah.
I like the black bits. They look like they've been welded onto there, whereas yours looks like they've possibly been cast out of all the same bit. So I like, yeah, I think either option. It's almost a shame one of us didn't go silver. Right. So for the wheels, I'm suggesting we put the wheels onto the these bits first.
Yeah, definitely.
That will give us a little bit more to grab onto. So any suggestions for the screws? I'm going to start off with a guess of 8mm. That's too short. So
12, 16.
Well,
I reckon a 20mm.
20? That sounds rather a lot.
Now, do you think this needs a nylon washer?
I was just going to say that. I think it will, because the wheel's going to be moving around, and I've got a feeling I remember them saying a nylock for it. So I've got to figure out what I've done with. It'll definitely need. No, I've got to be honest with you. I think 16 now. 16 or 14. Except we don't have a 14 button head. So I think 12 is sufficient. Would you say?
12.
No.
12 button. Oh, do you know what? I'm so sorry I didn't take that into account. Sorry, Adrian. I think you might be right.
I think 16.
I think I'm now going more with Adrian because there isn't an awful lot there. And don't forget, we don't want to put that nylock bolt on there too tight because it'll stop that wheel from moving.
So what are you going for? 20?
What do you reckon, Fleetwood?
That's 16.
Right, I think 16 would be enough to bolt that on. But if we bolt that on too tight, that wheel's not going to move. So if we put a 20mm bolt on there, we can then screw that nylock on almost till it's touching the wheel, and then that will give it movement. By the time we got the nylock on there,
But what I will say, do we need to put a nylon washer in there as well?
we won't need a nylon wash. In fact, I don't think we'll need a washer at all. There we go. Look, if you look at that nylock sat next to that, the nylock comes up higher than the screw. And remember, most of the work is done by the top of the nut, not the bottom. So the bolt does need to come all the way throughout. Or you could obviously use thread locker and just put a normal nut on the end. But I would personally go with 20mm. What do you think, Fleetwood?
I would say 16.
Okay. Okay.
But
So we've got two here then, haven't we, Adrian? We've got to do something to make them come round to our way of thinking. I don't know. Would you have washers on? Because I thought washers spread the weight when all those space things out, don't they?
Do they do 14mm length?
Not on this. That's not been included in the build. I will check.
Because have you got a set of calipers?
No. No. See, we haven't been told to buy 14mm. We've got 12, 16, or 20.
Yeah, I just thought I'm going to measure my 16, see how long they were.
Well,
because they're coming slightly short than 16mm.
Yeah, is it because they're measured from the top of the head?
Or underneath? It could good question.
So what's your verdict, Horlicks?
I'm thinking 16.
Right.
A nylon washer, but I've only got 4 of them though, so I don't actually know if we need
Well, the nylon washer's quite thick.
between the wheel and the actual and the arm, just so it's got free movement there.
I'm actually going to try 20mm button heads and washers. Just to see what happens. But
That's a bit tight. So yeah, 20.
I'm going to use a lot of washers. I'm going to put a washer on the button head screw, a bolt. I'm then going to pop that in. I'm then going to pop 2 washers. And then the wheel. And then I'm going to pop another washer.
I'll put 2 on. 2 either
2.
side of the wheel.
2. So we're going to use 5 washers in total per wheel.
Possibly, yeah.
I mean, sorry, I just heard something in my bathroom. Not. I just heard a bit of a crash. But nothing falling over. So, must be a ghost. Right, so I'll finish that off with a nylock, and I didn't want to use any nylocks because I haven't got my screwdriver set. Spanners, cross sockets, whatever you want to call them.
I bought one of them RC style wrenches, ones that got cross-shaped ones.
Ah, yeah. So you've gone all posh on us then, Fleetwood. Thing is it actually worth buying a complete set when you only need 2 or 3 bits?
I bought that, Penny.
Oh. Yes. Yeah. Right. Right. Dave Mills says washer, wheel, washer, lock, washer, nut. So you can say a nut on the back of there as well. So if we're putting washers on there, it doesn't really matter what colour we use for the wheels, does it? Because they're all covered up.
I seem to have lost all my washers. All I've got are the 4 nylon ones that we've put in the tractor.
Okay. Right, well that goes round, and that goes round quite well. Almost as though it's on a bearing.
Yeah.
So has that washer reduced friction then? Because I would have thought, if anything, it would have increased it. Because it's more surface area rubbing together. But what I did do is I tightened it up, tested it, it was a little bit too tight, backed it off a little bit, tested it, still a bit too tight, then backed it off a bit more, and that's the result I've got.
Once you put the lock nut on the end, it will lock it into place and it all won't come undone.
That shouldn't, and I've got to be honest with you, look how much excess bolt I've got on the end. So I think, Adrian, that 20 mil was a really good call.
Yeah.
There's hardly anything left on there. So I'll try and repeat the process now. Still, we know what we're doing now, don't we?
So I suppose it's not a right and a wrong way, because I'd be more tempted to put the screw head through the wheel first.
Right. The reason I've done it this way is I'm going to be placing the wheel on that way. So that means with the main view you'll have, well, I don't know.
Well, the wheel needs to go the other way, Penny.
Towards the rubber. Right. But then you're going to see, oh God. Yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant. So I think that bit will be more visible than that bit. That's why I put it on that way, because that's the longest it will be. So does that mean that that wheel is going to get full up of cow poo as you spread it? I suppose that's about the right height, is it? Just a little bit lower than the rubber.
I assume so, yes.
Which can then be adjusted if you want. Depends what you're leveling, I suppose. If you're leveling large chunks of stuff. So actually, this reminds me of a picture that I saw the other day on Facebook. I thought it was hilarious. This lady had about one of those remote control, you know, those vacuum cleaners. They're little round things, and they just whir around all day. And when they get a bit low on charge, they go and charge themselves up. All very posh. And what had happened was one day a dog had pooed on the kitchen floor, and this vacuum cleaner thing had just come along, but all it actually did was just spread it all over the kitchen.
Smear it everywhere, yeah.
Smeared it everywhere.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it's really not funny if it happens to you, but it's damn hilarious if it happens to someone else. Right, so
Something's not quite right here.
okay.
As if you've used 20 mil, yeah?
Yeah,
So if I use 20,
yeah.
I've got loads of excess.
I bet you haven't by the time you get the nylock on. And
Yeah.
I'll put 4 washers on as well.
Yeah, so
So you've not got washers.
no. So yeah, I've got some.
Is that because I forgot to send them to you, or because you've lost them?
No, because I've got nylon washers. We didn't need any metal washers, did we?
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have a look.
Because I'm not sure what the nylon washers were for.
You are right. We didn't. I've got washers because I happen to have washers.
Yeah.
So am I the only one putting washers on then?
I bought some as a backup anyway, so I would have put some on
I
myself.
think
I've got some.
the parts one here then, Fleetwood. Because, well, I never really thought of it because I had them anyway. But I would reckon, yeah, I mean, it's not on the list.
It was something I always
On
keep
the build,
having.
you need 4 nylon washers.
Nylon
But you
washers.
put it down for 8 weeks.
So are those nylon washers
Yeah, there's nylon washers.
for this purpose or for something else in the project?
No, I think the nylon washers are for the dump trailer. Oh God, what's going on there? Oh, it's because I ain't got the tire quite straight. Right, that I'm happy with. Well, I'm not unhappy with it. So yeah, I really apologize, guys. I haven't put washers in the list. So you will need M3 washers. And I put this on the wrong way.
Is it on
round.
Makit's list or?
It's not on Makit's list. Right, I put this on the wrong way round. And let me show you why. If you look, this is the dull side. This is obviously the side that was on the print bed. And this is the shiny side, which is the shiny side up. But the wheels are going to go opposite directions, aren't they? So that means whatever way round I put them, I'm going to have one shiny, one dull. So I'm just going to quickly remove that. Now, question for you starter guys out there. Once you remove a nylock nut, is that then useless? Or can you reuse it?
I reckon you can still use it.
Right. But only for that bolt.
All it is stopping. All it is stopping it turning loosely. You can't turn it by hand. You need a tool to turn it.
Right. Okay. So it's just on enough just to stop it from working loose.
Guess.
Right. Martin McFly says, never seen a scraper like that, to be honest. Usually the tractor regulates the height of any implements via hydraulics and the link. Yeah, that's true. So perhaps we didn't need the wheels.
I think the wheels are there just to guide it, aren't they?
Yeah, could be. So another added bonus then. We've had issues with his build. So just doing it up tight and then backing it off. So am I sending you another parcel then, Horlicks?
No, I have got some washers somewhere, but I don't know where they are since I've moved. But I'm actually going to go without because it seems to be. I'm just filing the middle hole out so that the wheel actually spins on the bolt.
Right. I mean, for the purposes that we're using it for, I don't think it'll make a massive difference. It might make a long-term difference.
But I'm also doing it differently, and I'm putting the button head on the outside. So as you look at it, it just looks a bit neater from the outside.
So, I've done it wrong again, haven't I?
But we're going to have fun in a minute because I've just had a play.
You've had a play. So, we fixing these on with 16mm bolts.
I'm doing 20 now, 16 more.
Sorry. Fixing the wheel. Oh, you're using 20, are you? Let's have a little play.
Oh, for the block? No, not sure.
No, that's way too long. Way too long.
I'm still doing the wheel.
Okay. I'll wait for you to catch up then. Got to sort the screws out now. Yeah, Dave. Dave Mill says, agree, Dave. And Marty, looking at the wheels would get clogged up easily. I mean, I'm not actually going to use this for spreading the slurry and stuff, but you know, if that's what you used it for. So I suppose that'd work better that way, wouldn't it? Except they obviously wouldn't want to go sideways. Would this perhaps be like it moves up and down so that you could actually have the wheel like that if you're spreading muck? If you're spreading like something a bit more solid, you can bring the wheel down.
Yeah.
Because
so I would be inclined if we could perhaps put a spring. Could you? No, you can't actually. No, that's right.
Spring in which direction?
No, that's right. I just think he'll catch on the wheel, so he wouldn't. So it's all right. I'm just trying to think between the sort of top of the wheel and the bottom of the block. You know what I mean? So
yeah, because the thing is, this could actually act as a counterweight as well, couldn't it? If you've got the wheels down and the tractor's there, it wouldn't be able to tip up because this would stop it from tipping up. So maybe it's positional like this so that you can move the wheels. So if you're leveling sludge, you would move those wheels up. So maybe in reality there'd be a winch or something like the caravan winches.
Yeah.
And then you move it down. Obviously, you couldn't move it down further than the tractor is. So I'd suggest that once we get this in here, we may actually need to adjust it once we've got the tractor on. But
Martin McFly says at Dave Milne, they missed a chat about them being on the back, maybe.
It's definitely the right way round, and I know that because they've got countersunk holes there.
Yeah, I thought they would have been on the back of the scraper.
You mean like that way round?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because we've got all of these holes are countersunk.
Right.
Screws on this side, and when we come to this is going to go on like that.
Right.
So it definitely is that way round.
Okay.
Because of the countersunk holes. So this, be careful there, guys. I've actually screwed that in a bit, or maybe the print's a bit funny, but it's not quite straight there. But I'm not unhappy with that. So how are you guys getting on?
Yeah, I'm just checking out the screws now.
Yeah.
And I think 16.
Sorry, guys, we've got to stop this print. All I'll say about that last print is that some of it stuck to the print bed. Right, so you're going with 16 mil.
But it's weird because mine, it's either the wheels are too far down and it rocks about, or you put them far enough up, but then they don't actually touch the floor.
Right, well, mine's gone on. I put it on like that. I put the second hole level with the first hole on the block, and you can see, if you can see, that wheel is just slightly lower than the bottom of the rubber.
Yeah.
I don't know how high this wheel is going to be. Right, will the tractor be able to lift implements they attach to up and down? Yes, they will. And we're going to have a rear arm. This bit is going to have the rear arms attached to it. And this bit's going to have a hook. And that will actually lift it up like that. Right, so now comes the fun bit, trying to get these nuts in. Not a lot of... I do want to put the nuts through this way. The bolts, sorry. Because I think the bolt heads are more attractive than the nut end.
And you wouldn't be able to get a screwdriver in there.
No, there's also that as well. Why didn't I think of that one? So,
I guess we're just using regular nuts now, yeah?
yeah, I'm using regular nuts.
Yeah.
I'm not using anything at the moment because I can't get anything in there. Trying the bouncing on my finger trick. No, it's not. I don't know. I think that's gone in.
Hang on, Penny. I think you've done it slightly wrong.
Right.
So I was just having a look at the leveler. The wheels go up the top.
Okay.
They
That's
stick
made
out the
life
top.
interesting. Why are the wheels going on top?
Don't ask. But that's off his website.
Okay. Let me have a look. So we need Dave, don't we?
And when they're down, yeah, it looks like the hooks, the wheels, Penny, go back where the hook is at the back. If you look at that.
Right, hang on, let me just find the
I think the wheels go like that to the back when it's like
is there. So
yeah.
why are they going up like that?
But when they're in use, Penny, looks like the wheels go where the hook is. So when you got a flat level at the back, so what Marty McFly and Dave Milne was saying is correct.
Right.
So the wheels bolts where the hook goes.
Okay.
I'm confused as well.
I am very confused too, yes. Right.
I think when the leveler's not in use, leveling, you put the wheels up in the air, but when it's in use, the wheels are obviously down. But it looks like the wheel.
Let's have a look at the video, shall we? I am sharing this video, aren't I? So that's not got any wheels up now, is it?
No, they're where we've got them now.
Right. So
Yeah, the wheels go where the hook goes. So it's all in the so the level at the back is completely flat to level.
yeah, but look, his wheels are down.
Yeah.
They're on the ground to stop that level going too far.
But the wheels go inside, Penny. So when you look at the back of the tractor, it's a complete C shape. There's nothing.
What I'm saying is that in that first,
yeah, there will be inside
like that. They are actually what I would consider upside down. Let me just pause the video. This is right. Okay, so right, so that picture that you just showed us,
yeah,
the wheels are like that, aren't they?
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, but on that video we've just seen, the wheels are like that. So the only thing I can think of then is that on the actual full size tractor, they do come out. So when you want to do so right, I'll tell you what I'll do, guys. I'm going to carry on doing it like this. It's a simple change if we've got it the wrong way round. I will email him, and he normally gets back to me within 24 hours. Really, really good with support. How's that sound?
Yeah.
So Marty McFly says the wheel adaptation might be for model ease of use. I reckon great forward thinking. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with for now then. So how are you two guys getting on?
I've just started screwing them back up.
Right. Whew. It's a long old build for simple build, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think it's the wheels are adaptable for the use that you've got it. Take care, Southern Belle. Thank you very much for popping in. I really do appreciate it. I think I first saw Southern Belle on World of Mike's channel, and I just sort of started saying hello, which again just sums up this community. You know, you watch somebody else's videos and then you just start saying hello, and then all of a sudden you got another friend. Sorry, I'm doing this off camera. I didn't mean to. So
It's actually really hard, isn't it, to get this off?
Yeah. So I haven't got a planner this size, so I'm going to have to use pliers.
They need to be adjustable for different types of use or whatever. This is going to be a difficult thing to do every time you want to.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is like a spring clip or something that you just push through and it snaps in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe what we could do is perhaps we could devise a 3mm bolt with a hole in the end, and then we have a peg and we just pop the peg through.
What's
the
them
bolt
clips? I try and think look like a letter R backwards. You know, slide.
Yeah, that's what I mean. A spring slide pin thing.
You mean one of those?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
That could work. Yeah. All right. So it's a little bit of a.
Actually, I'm thinking actually putting a bit of glue where the nut is, and just use an Allen key with a ball end.
Okay. Oh, I see.
That's all I'm using at the moment to do them up with.
Have a glue just there, but making sure you don't get it on the thread. Then when you undo that, the nut will stay in place. Yeah, that could work.
Yes.
So that's actually moving. That's got a bit of a wobble to it for me. So maybe you need the third. I don't know. The third one will just pivot on it. Just have a little. No, it's not the right size. No, it's not done anything for the wobble. Okay. But yeah, that's okay. That's moving. Do you need 2 bolts? I've used 2 bolts.
Same.
But you could put 3 in if you want.
Same here.
Yeah. So I'm all right with that. I'm happy. Whoa. Intense build. I'm sweating buckets on this now.
I've got this to come yet.
Yes.
So secretly tonight after build, I'll probably put a glue on those nuts.
Yeah, that would certainly be easy.
I'll probably put all 3.
If you have a bit of trouble with the nuts, then yeah, if you now just put a tiny dab of glue, make sure you don't get any on the thread, and then all you got to do is just do that, and then once you take the nut out, once you take the bolt out, the nut will stay put. So there is a bit of looseness there though. I suppose you could put a bit of plastic, or just I don't know. You could make that thicker, couldn't you? But I'm rather happy with that. I'm glad we don't have to put a bearing in that wheel. That being, well, do they make bearings that small? Do you think?
I'm not sure.
Actually,
probably on the real item, the wheel could be fixed at a certain point. The wheel could be certain fixed at the very top of the bar. And you have a pin at the bottom. You take out that pin, and it springs round, and you put the pin in the top. Then it holds it up.
Yeah,
he probably designed it a way of.
Actually, Adrian, rather than gluing that nut in and moving this out and round, Wouldn't it just be easier just to undo at the back and then turn it upside down and attach on this side?
Yeah.
You take that and place it there. So that would be pointing upwards. I would be inclined to do that now. And actually thinking about it now, we should have put the wheels on to the block and then the block to the leveler. And we'd have had a lot more room to play with then.
Yes.
We live and learn. We learn from I won't say mistakes. We haven't actually made a mistake, have we? We've just not done it in the best order that we could have done. Oh, we've done nearly 2 hours on this. Can you believe that?
Whoa.
But I'm liking the result. And it's quite a weighty little piece, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially when we've still got this to go on. And the weight of these bolts. Oh.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I'm happy with mine for a moment.
Yeah. Okay, so we ready for the last bit?
I haven't actually got too much wobble on my arms, but
I've got a lot of wobble, but I don't think I can do anything about it.
well, what I did to solve mine was I slightly over tightened the nuts, and then it pulls the plastic together a bit, but not too much.
Just enough.
Just you'll feel it.
Okay. Oh, yes. Okay.
Do both of them.
I really need a spanner for this, though.
But not too much that you'll break it.
Ah, it's made a difference on the side to side, but not an awful lot on the up and down.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. So there's the one that I've just adjusted. You see, it's only a tiny bit. I don't really want to go any further. I don't want to crack that. But whereas this one, that's got a visible amount, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think it's a case of just tighten it up as much as you dare. Of course, now, if we want to adjust the height of that, if this area was any longer, it'd be too much. Oh, that's lovely. So we've still got a bit of forwards and backwards, but we haven't got any side to side. That's brilliant. Excellent.
Just in time.
Is that just finished?
Yeah.
So literally hot off the press.
Although I've got a problem with black filament, it doesn't like it.
Oh, it doesn't, does it? Cool.
So a little bit of clearing up to do, but it doesn't take long.
Shall I make a start, then you catch up?
I hope that filament works okay, Alex. You know, the one I sent down to you, or is that the one?
Oh no, yeah, no, I haven't touched or used that one yet. This was the black I got, which I'm surprised at because it's the same brand as the orange, and the orange is fine.
Is that the 3D filler print one?
Yeah. Same temperatures and everything, but just.
Dave says that if you notice that when the wheels are down, the scraper stays upright, so that would in real world help to keep it upright for ease of attaching to trailer. Right, so you would perhaps put these wheels on, you could then move this into the tractor, lift it up with the tractor, take the wheels off, and you can put them that way. I'm guessing. Right, okay. Right, so this is exactly the same as when we did the rice raker last week. And we've got exactly the same universal hook, probably why it's called the universal hook. It's got two nut holes in there. I don't know if you can see them. Black and white are awful colours for camera work. And then all we're going to do is pop the nut into there. Now, in my case,
What about that penny?
it's yeah. Now, this one I'm having a bit of a struggle with. So, like I did last week, what I'll do, I'll take a button head screw that's too long, and then I will pop that through the hole, and then see that one's gone in fine, so I don't need to do it, but we'll just pop that nut on there. But why does that not want to go on there? Right. And then what we'll do is we can pull that into the hole by screwing the bolt up, and you see that that's pulling that down. You screw that up, and then as we undo the bolt, the nut stays put. And that's the easiest way I found of putting a nut into the hole if you struggle. Obviously, it's always best if you can get it in there just to pop it in. So all we need to do now then is I'm using 8 mils again, just like I did last time. I'm just going to support those with my fingers. Well, I just line those up like so. This one doesn't want to line up. There we go. And then holding the universal hook, turn it back this way, and posi head screwdriver. These don't need an awful lot of turning to get them in because obviously they're so short. And that should be it. What a grand bit of equipment that is. Like the tractor would always reverse to the implement. Right.
Yes.
Here's a question for you, Horlicks. Chris Guy says, a quick question for Heroics in regards, I think he meant Horlicks, but Horlicks is a hero. I'm not taking his hero status away from him. In regards to his Ultimaker printer, have you seen the 1.75 mil filament conversion kit that is available for them?
No, I haven't, but I haven't really delved or played with it, but I think I've got, well, actually, I'm still using the hot ends that actually you got for me, Penny.
Okay. Well, the one from that lovely place in Cardiff.
Yeah, that's right. And it's like it's an upgrade. It's an Olsen block, so you can actually change the nozzles in it. And I think that does both anyway. So I think all you've got to do is change the Bowden tube and just tighten up the grip on the feeder, perhaps. And I think that's probably job done, unless you have to change the feeder. But I can't see a problem with it working with 1.75 if you change the Bowden tube.
Is it worth you changing, do you feel?
No, not really. I mean, I'm used to working with this stuff now, so
yeah.
When you don't get any more, and it's about the same sort of price.
Yeah, I'm say because we buy filament by weight, don't we? It's 1 kilogram or 500 grams. So you having filament that's 2.8, which is what, just over a millimeter fatter. It just means your length isn't as long, is it?
Yeah, it's the same.
No, but yours, like 1 kilogram of filament for you isn't as long as 1 kilogram for me because my filament is longer.
Sorry.
When we print a part, obviously I'm going to use more lengths, but we're still using the same amount of weight filament.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. So
I was just backtracking. I've just put my rice raker back together from last week.
Fine. Were you getting ready to steal that universal hook?
I can't believe that what the timing.
That was almost comedic, wasn't it?
And it's cleaned up quite nicely. It's only a bit of light. Yeah.
Brilliant. Oh, look at that. That's probably, in my opinion, probably the best one in terms of colour scheme. Obviously, we haven't shown you Fleetwood yet.
Me and Fleetwood, 1 point.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, obviously, I would obviously take the stance. It's not a race. We're all winners here. Obviously, when people start saying mine is the best, I will then start going, yes. So, how's yours, Adrian? I'm just going to flick over to Adrian. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
There you go.
I will be absolutely honest with you. I'll put mine in third place in terms of colour scheme for today. I will quite happily concede defeat on that one. And the only reason I'm not in fourth place is because I have sent his parts. He just hasn't got them yet. So, no, I mean, I like mine. Mine is nice for me. Oh, I've got the wrong screen on. So,
no, it's nice as well, because we don't all want the same coloured tractor.
No.
And it's nice. I'm seeing different. I mean, look, I'll show you something I did earlier on, but it's useful for everybody. But yeah, just show us your collection then.
It's looking sweet, Horlicks.
That's that, and then I've got. Well, I haven't got much of a collection.
Well, it's we're only six weeks in, so we're not going to have a massive amount, but
that's what we've got so far.
Yeah, and here's my little collection.
One thing I'm really sorry beforehand, I'm really concerned about this because I'd have so many times at soldering. This is actually quite short now.
Okay.
But I'm hoping that'll be all right.
Well, I mean, if you need to, you can always plug another extension in, can't you?
Yeah.
Having said that, you can always cut it, pull it out, and just start again.
Yeah.
One thing I found since we've started this build is you can actually get servo extension wire. So instead of being a single wire, it's 3 wires that are actually joined together in the same way a servo cable is. So you can always put an extension on that, remove it, cut the extension out, put a new extension in. That would work, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not the end of the world. An absolute worst case scenario, we've also now found servo cables that are twice the length.
And if it's anything to do with the servo reverser going on to any of these ends, that comes with loads of wire on it anyway. So it could be a case I pull that all the way through, connect that up, and then there's still going to be loads of room.
There will be actually, because you're going to need the servo splitter and then the servo reverser.
Yeah.
No, hang on. No, that servo extension cable, that's actually for the trailer. So I think you may need another servo, but that's absolutely fine. So long as one end, you get one end sticking out of each bit. The reason I've extended them is because the length of them, the connector was actually sitting underneath the motor, and it completely blocked that gap up. So I just took that off just so it's a little bit thinner. That was all. So if you need to put another extension on that, that's fine. It just means you'll have another block inside the tractor, but it won't even show. So while Adrian gets his collection out, I'll show you my messy collection. I'll try and arrange it like I would in the showroom, but I think that's probably about the best I can manage. So in all fairness, I mean, I've not finished putting my jacks together yet. Oh, have I shown you the new jack? Yeah, I did, didn't I? Yeah. So this, I think that's quite a lot for 6 weeks, to be absolutely honest. I know we're paying an average of more per week than a part work, but I think we are getting more per week, aren't we?
Yeah.
So I mean, look, we've got 3. I know they're useless until we've actually put the tractor together, but you know, a few quid's worth of plastic there. I'm not complaining at all.
No.
So here comes Adrian's collection.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, look, he's got his jacks out. So you've just saved the day there, Adrian. So there is a bit of
I got 1 or 2 jacks out.
That's nice. That's really nice. He's got lots of different colours there now as well, which is always aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah.
So, has your excitement levels just gone up, Fleetwood?
Yeah. I'll be ripping the door off when he comes knocking next week.
You'll hug the Hermes guy when he turns up.
Yeah.
He'll be like, "No, I'm just doing my job," and you'll be like hugging and kissing him, going, "No, but you don't know what this means to me."
My new toy.
So, who wants to go first with the experiment, myself or yourself, Fleetwood?
You go ahead.
Okay, mine's only a short one. We were looking at some boxes last week for a possible conversion. Oh, hang on, where am I? I've lost me. Right. Obviously, we were looking at a more aesthetically pleasing way of doing the counterbalance. The counterbalance that we've got is perfect. I cannot fault it, but maybe if we could turn it into something else. One of you two, Adrian or Fleetwood, I think it was, came up with a box. So I had a look at it, and it didn't work. It was no, I think actually the box that we found was a toolbox, and you can't open it. It was actually one piece. I found a few boxes that I've been meaning to try, and then I think Chrome did an update or something, and I lost all my open tabs. So I've only managed to get round to it last night. Now, we won't know the exact sizes until we put the tractor together, but I've come up with this toolbox, and I did a very quick, I might have to switch back to this camera. I did a very quick, what I call a prototype. When I say prototype, it's my way of saying I did it all in one color. You've got little working compartments there. Unfortunately, the lids for them failed on the print. You've got a handle there, and this has got little bulges on it. So that should pop into there, and it's not going to go. I have scaled this down, and this is the first draft, but this will actually move and fold down, and then you can open.
Penny.
Sorry. Right. White. I was thinking this when I did white. White is awful for camera work, but I think I'll scale this down a little tiny bit further because that isn't wanting to go in, but that will be a folding hand. You can see it's going to fold it and go into there. So you can just push it down like that. There'll be two working lids there, so you can use these bits. And then when you open it up, you've got a little removable tray. And then what I thought we could do is we could actually fill this. We could fill this bit up with the winner of Fleetwood's experiment, and then we can cover that up. Now this has been printed on 55% full size, and as you can see, it's made it very, very thin. And I had one line of under extrusion, and as a result, this is broken. That's how thin it is. And you can actually see through where this is now so thin. You can actually see through that. But I think what I need to do, this box, if it's fit, this is a 55% of the original size. Maybe this wants to be 54%, and maybe this 54%. But this is because quite often you'll get a model. I'll also add this is a little ball joint hinge on it as well. But I'm really, really happy. Obviously, I would use different colors. I won't do it in white. Yeah, Dave. But this reminds me of the plastic toolbar, like the Stanley one. So I might do this bit in black. I'll do. Correct me if I'm wrong on the colors. This bottom bit in black and this tray in black. I'll do the lid in yellow with black. The bit that goes across there will be black with the handle. Would that be a Stanley?
Yeah, yeah. Stanley Fat Max, yeah.
Yeah. Or I might even do an orange one. I know I know the brand of the orange one that I used to have is very. But actually, I might put clear on the top because they're often clear, aren't they? You can see in them. But the orange one I know is not as good as the Stanley one, but it used to do me absolutely fine. Or my toolbox, which I don't actually use that often, that's black and red. But obviously, if you're printing this off, you use the colours that you want. You might want to make your own brand up. You know, if you're maybe I'd want to do, I don't know, light blue and dark blue for no reason that I can actually think of right now.
If we go with that, I'll probably go with blue bottom and orange top for mine.
I got a feeling you might say something like that, Fleetwood. I don't know why I would think that.
No.
But that's, in my opinion, the best. I'll still keep going through boxes and finding them. There's one box, it's called something like This Is Really Awesome. And I've actually not looked at that because, call me what's the word I'm looking for? Pessimist, an old grump. But usually when you get files that say things like This Is Really Awesome, they're usually quite often not. So, but I'll keep trying. The only problem we've got is that this bit is going to be quite thin where we've scaled it. You got to remember, this would normally be twice the size of that, twice the thickness. And secondly, we don't know the exact sizes that we need until we put the front together. So that's going to be quite a few weeks. But on the plus side, it means we've got a good couple of months to keep playing. But I think that's a pretty good first concept. I've discovered that this can be scalable. Because I say some things they don't scale down very well, but this is a pretty good scale. So over to, what are we going to call him? Dr. Strange?
I am strange, that's fair enough.
Doctor Not Quite Normal.
Yeah.
Right. So Fleetwood, you've been busy this week as well.
Yeah. Well, we was trying to have a look at maybe some of what to counterweight to do, you know what I mean? Yes, we had some wacky ideas last week of sand, polyfiller, flour, rice, gravel, fishing weights, and liquid gravity, which someone suggested. So I've raided my cupboards and bought some bits off eBay. I just thought I'd give, just a bit of a laugh and joke and see what does the best job. I wouldn't personally use food. I wouldn't use foodstuffs for a purely simple reason, going off or something not, perishing in later times. But it's only a bit of a joke until we actually know and work out what size box we're going to do and what it's going to look like, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, I mean, I've already had one idea what the winner is, and it's easy enough to work out which one it is.
But we want science on our side, don't we, and evidence.
Yep.
So
right.
I pen and paper ready to note down all your results. So if nobody else is keen, at least I am.
Right.
Oh, he's even printed a picture off, look. Yep. I've never seen anyone take a bill so seriously.
It's a laugh.
Yeah, even I'm not that serious, Fleetwood. Okay, go on then.
Well, somebody said beach sand, but today was a bit too cold and I couldn't be bothered going to the beach. So I just got some standard table salt, which to me is very similar to sand. It's grainy, if you know what I mean. But each one of these tubs have been filled up. These are medicine cups, and each one's been filled up to 25 millilitres on each of these.
Okay.
So they've all got equal.
You've got a standard sizing then.
Yeah.
Right.
So say if we put salt on, we're looking at
number one, salt.
We're looking about 25 grams.
Right. Well, does that defeat the object to see which one is heavier if they're all going to be 25 grams?
Well, some are not, because there's obviously some are more, the materials inside are obviously slightly heavy. Next one is poly chips, or plastic, what you make for the filament and stuff like that. So,
right. Do you have a rough cost for the poly chips?
This 100 grams cost me 99p on eBay.
Okay, because obviously one of the things I'm looking at is the cost effectiveness. The heaviest one is £100 a gram, and the next heaviest is 10 pence per kilo.
Yeah.
Then I'd probably go for the next heaviest.
And that only weighs 10 grams.
Right, 10 grams.
Yeah.
Do you weigh the salt? And salt is quite cheap, isn't it? It's about 20p a kilo or something, isn't it?
I said 25 grams for that one.
Oh, 25 grams.
Yeah.
Oh, so salt is about as dense as water then?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure 25 millilitres of water is 25 grams.
Mm-hmm.
And Horlicks has gone white. Why is that? Are you with us, Horlicks? No, I think he's...
Oh.
No, he's gone black. So I've accidentally brought everyone in. I do apologise. That's my... Oh, there we go.
He's back.
Right. Okay, so salt is definitely better than poly chips then.
Yeah. Next one is flour. And that's...
Is it plain flour or self-rising? Because
it's plain flour.
To fluffier.
Yeah, it's plain flour, this one.
So how much is flour? It's about 50p for half a kilo.
Yeah. That's about 10 grams.
So that's about the same as poly chips, but for about a tenth of the price.
Yeah. Next one is bog standard basmati rice. See, I've been raiding the cupboards on here.
Rice, because I can't spell basmati.
Yeah, I'm posh, so. And that's about 15 grams.
So salt is really holding its own right now.
Yeah. Next is just bog standard gravel. I have some smaller fish tank stuff somewhere, but couldn't find it, so I had to use this one. And that's about 25 grams.
Okay. So, how much is the gravel?
I mean, trying to think. I mean, you can pick bags up in Wilco's, plant gravel for about £1 or £2, if you know what I mean?
Right, what are they, about a kilo or something, are they?
Yeah, about 500 grams to a kilo, yes.
Right.
Next one is fishing weights. This was $1.99 for 100 grams. And that is 100 grams there.
Really, that is quite cost effective then.
Yeah.
It's twice the price of poly chips, but it's 10 times the weight.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about flour's just really not done very well.
No.
Salt's holding its up. Salt is starting to slip now. Gravel is a lot cheaper. It's about a fifth of the price, but it's about a quarter of the weight.
Yeah, you ain't gonna get that much in a toolbox.
Yeah, and you can get it in small spaces. So, right, have we got everybody's favorite next?
The last one is liquid gravity. Whoever suggested that last week.
Yeah.
This is the most expensive. This cost me £8.50 for 800 grams.
So it's actually cheaper than fishing weight then. Did you say 800 grams?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's just touching 200 grams.
Wow. Right. So a quick recce. I can't remember how much salt is, but I know you can buy big packs of it. Should we call it 250 grams for 20p? Does that sound reasonable?
I think you can pick up salt for about £1. Oh, no, hang on, just have a look at table salt.
Horlicks. I know it's a reasonable size pack because I mean I'm talking like bog standard salt, not the ones with fancy jars and things.
Right.
Are you on the Tesco website?
Yeah, well, 90p for 750 grams.
Yeah, okay. That's roughly 25p, but you're right. So, right, let's work out the cost per gram.
Could do, yeah.
Right, so no, hang on, we want the cost per volume, don't we? Right, how are we going to do this?
It'll have to be divided by 25, wouldn't it?
Right, so salt is 90p divided by 700. So salt is 0.0001 pound. So that's 0.01p per gram.
So that'll cost you about 25p then.
Yeah. But it's 1/8 of the weight of liquid gravity. I mean, liquid gravity is obviously the winner.
Yeah. But this one bag will probably do 3 or 4 possible counterweights. So if you got,
no, it should do 4 for that size.
Yeah.
Because I've got to be honest with you. I'm tempted to look at salt and rice. Can you do a quick price on rice?
Yeah.
Tesco value rice.
So I'm just trying to get that.
I'll give you a little rate there. Give you a little
45p.
For how much?
1 kilogram.
Oh, 1 kilogram, 1,000 grams. So it's cheaper than salt, but not as dense.
No.
Right, I would be tempted to say no to flour, no to poly chips, no to gravel, and I'd say no to fishing weights because fishing weight is £1.99, about £2 for 100 grams.
Yeah.
This liquid gravity is actually half the price of fishing weights for the weight, and liquid gravity has got quite twice the density.
Yeah.
So I personally would say, depending on how you look at it, rice, salt, or liquid gravity are the winners here. If you're on a low budget, consider salt or rice. If you've got a little bit more money that you can spare, liquid gravity is definitely the best.
Yeah.
In fact, probably salt or liquid gravity. And I like the idea of salt because obviously air doesn't weigh anything. And one of the problems I see with that gravel is a lot of air around the gravel.
Yeah.
You could grind that gravel down to dust. You could get a lot more in there. And that's where it loses its density.
Yeah.
But it's still only as dense as salt. But it is actually cheaper than salt, but it's the size. So I would say if you're on a bit of a low budget, right, I'll come to that, Marty. Right, I would say if you've got the budget, the best way to do this is to use a proper professional tool in the form of liquid gravity.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're on a bit of a low budget, I mean, there might be some people out there that can just run in the kitchen and bang, here you go, they've got some salt already.
Yeah.
I personally don't carry salt because I don't use it.
No.
So I'd have to specifically go and buy it. But that's not a problem. So Marty McFly is saying, what about lead shot? He has some from dead shotgun cartridges. Right. I would say that would be your best choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you've got something that you don't have to pay for, or is a byproduct of something that you've used for something else, then yeah, that's going to win every day because your cost per gram is always going to be lower. That's why salt is coming out for me near the top, because it's so cheap. 90p for £1. You know, liquid gravity is about £1 per 100 grams. Salt is about 10 pence. It's about a tenth of the cost.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you can get it even cheaper than that, yeah. We missed a couple of comments we've missed actually. Chris Guy has said that he's changing his printer to 1.75 so we can use the same material on my other printer. That's got to be a bonus, isn't it? If you've got one printer that's 2.8 and 1.75, you know, if you want a black, you've got to buy 2 rolls of black, one for one printer, one for the other. So that's got to be a good idea. P40F20 says he was thinking about a mod that you could add to the tractor. You could add a camera or two, like the one that comes with 1:2 scale R2D2. I like that idea, and I know you can get some really small cameras. And I've also seen a YouTube video on using old laptops. You know, like people throw laptops away. You can actually pull the webcam out, and you've got yourself a camera. And what this guy was doing was making security cameras. And he was like getting the camera that's this big, putting loads of like clay, and he was pushing it into the corner of the ceilings, so it then makes it more tamper-proof. But do you think perhaps we could adapt? You know, we can get small cameras, and you know, if we can position them in nice places, then we could at least make a reversing camera, couldn't we? You know, cars have reversing cameras. Why not remote control tractors? So, Horlicks, you look like we've bored you to death. I think we have. Hello, Horlicks.
I'm struggling to hear anything.
Okay. You're having problems with your speakers again.
No, the internet is going really slow.
Okay.
For some reason, and
Everyone's
freezing and jumping and.
So what about you?
Probably.
What do you think, Adrian?
Pretty good.
Do you have a favourite counterweight there?
I'm thinking going basically for the liquid weight, because I'm thinking I could probably body other parts of the tractor as well.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's certainly going to be easy to deal with, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, if you get one grain that you fall out with the salt, it's going to go everywhere, isn't it? And then you're going to end up with, you know, because obviously we've got to fix it in with something, which is probably going to be something like super glue or PLA or something that can settle that. If you've got salt running everywhere, and then it mixes with the glue, and the next thing you know, you've got salt stuck to the tire and all sorts.
What I would do if I was using, say, even the salt or the liquid gravity, is I'll probably get some Gorilla Wood glue rather than standard PVA. So then just do a mix and paste, you know what I mean, and then spoon it in and then pack it in, and then once that's dried, then just pour a liquid piece of PVA over the top, just to make the top clear. that way. If you know what I mean.
I got told I can't speak for Gorilla Wood Glue, but I've been told that wood glue and PVA glue, is it?
Yeah.
PLA glue is exactly the same. I cannot confirm that. And obviously Gorilla Glue does seem to be stronger than ordinary Poundland glue. So there must be some kind of sticky additive to it to make it stronger. So I don't know. You guys might be a bit more of an expert than me in that sense. So yeah, that was a good little result. That was, and it got us thinking as well. I must admit, when Fleetwood said, "Oh, we're going to do the experiment," I just thought, well, it'll be a bit of fun, but I think liquid gravity will win because it is.
It is what it is.
Someone spent an awful lot of time developing this product for modelers, and it's got to tick boxes, otherwise people wouldn't buy it. But I thought it would be a bit of a fun. But it's really given me a lot to think about. The train of thought I tend to go about is, yes, we can go out and buy the best thing for the job, but what if you don't have quite as many pennies spare as someone else?
That's why I done it, purely because I just thought, you know, we're all not in the situation to go and spend 10 quid on a specialist product that we'll use once.
And we're only going to use a portion of it as well. So, I mean, my personal thought. I mean, what do you guys think? Who are watching? What do you think? You know, some of you might think flour or gravel would be a good idea. Last week we were discovering places where we can pack it. You know, we can pack a little bit into the front wheel. That won't show, so we could use that. We can obviously put this box on the front where the counterweight is. Maybe we can push some into a box and place that inside the tractor, just behind the front badge. Anything we can get in front of the wheels is going to help weigh it down. But also, didn't Dave say? Did he say that even putting stuff in the back wheels will help with it?
Just helps it plant, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, because you're going to push it down, so it's kind of in effect going to lower the center of gravity. So lots to think about there. Does anybody have anything to add to that before I start discussing what we're going to do next week? Sorry, not next week, the week after.
I've come up with a crazy idea for my little tractor.
I love your crazy idea.
I thought I'll try and recycle some Routemaster parts into the tractor. Seems I can't do nothing. I'm sitting here twiddling my thumbs. So I used the steering wheel and one of the levers that came with the bus. So that's what it looks like at the minute. I don't know if it's going to work until I get the parts, but
you never know if anything's going to work until you try it, though, do you?
No.
I think, right, Fleetwood, what about the tiny spanners and tools? Would they make up the weight of the counterbalance in the box at the front of the tractor? Yes, because you've got little tools, haven't you?
Yeah. Not completely on their own. You will need something more substantial like liquid gravity to give it the initial weights. PVA and the tools, etc., in the toolbox will give it a bonus weight. So that for then
that's what I forgot to say. Where we've done this toolbox, what we're looking at doing is we're building a counterweight, but disguising it as something else, which is why we're going to have, well, I'm thinking of putting whatever the weight is into there. We've just lost Horlicks. And then we will put this tray in the top, and then we'll put some tools in. So it will look like a toolbox. When you open the lid, you'll see tools in there. And just bring Horlicks back in. More problems, Horlicks?
Yeah, it keeps going on and off. It's ridiculous. It's been all right for a few weeks.
That's a shame, that, isn't it? So, yeah, this is what my toolbox will look like, and it'll have tools in the top. And like Fleetwood says, the little bit of weight that tools provide we'll add a little bit of weight, but it's going to have this much counterweight in it. So, and I'm wondering, actually, I think maybe I'm now tempted for the liquid gravity, because how much? Oh, yeah. Have you got any electronics, Fleetwood?
Yes.
Could you do us a favour? Could you pop 16 bearings into a pot and weigh that?
No.
Because 16 bearings is the original counterweight. So if 16 bearings weighs less than, can we fit 16 bearings in a pot?
Yeah, we could.
I think it's 14 berries on the double bar.
14. Try 14 then.
Okay, 2, 3.
Or in fact, actually, if you want to try 10, we can scale 10 up and down then, can't we? 15 is going to be 50% more, and 5 is going to be half as much.
Mm, 20 grams.
Wow. So we've got a winner there then. Salt, or how much space is, how many bearings did you put in?
2, 3, 4, 5, 10.
10. So
Yeah.
and how much space is that taken up within the pot? Could you get more in and it still goes within the 25 millilitres?
I would say it's pretty tight, if you know what I mean.
Right. So 10, obviously, when you put the bearings on, they're going to be placed neatly. So, yeah, I think salt. So, what did you say the bearings weighs? 20 grams.
Roughly, yeah.
Wow. So it looks like bearings doesn't weigh as much as salt.
No.
So I think we could probably get away with half filling this toolbox.
Yeah.
And we've got more weight than the bearings would
So,
provide.
no, if you said, looking at it now, if we put only 100 grams of liquid gravity in, then you got 8 times, you know what I mean? So therefore then it could be shared around, if you know what I mean.
If the bearings are going to weigh 20 grams, that's about 40 grams. I think 50 grams would do the job.
Yeah.
So we could share that 16 times.
I'll just put a bit more in for me being a bit, you know.
Right. Marty sent me a message. Let me find that. Yeah, love it. Love it. Right. So this is right. I'm gonna find this on Facebook and I'm gonna share. Do you mind, Marty, if I share this? Sorry, my computer's a little bit slow when I'm streaming. Right. Yeah, I knew he'd say no problem. I just thought it'd be nice if I asked. So that looks amazing. That was not 3D printed, was it? See, that's what I want. I want that spanner set. Because I could just fling that on top of my toolbox. That's exactly what I would do. I don't worry about arranging them. I just spend half an hour looking for them and go, oh, I've lost it. Who's Nick Mutt? Oh, there it is. I do like little step ladders.
I've got some more bits and pieces. I've got what else have I got in here? Hang on.
You just love buying stuff, don't you?
Yeah.
As I said to Fleetwood earlier, I'm just waiting for Dave to go, yeah, I figured it out. It's actually 1 to 8 scale, not 1 to 10. I'm sorry, guys. No, that's really nice.
Yeah. So
I like those jerry cans, are they?
yeah, they are. Yeah, there's 2 sizes: a little one, and then there's the big one.
Do they? Are they? I've seen them. Are they? Are they 3D printed or are they molded? No, they look molded, don't they?
Yeah, they're molded. Yeah.
Yeah. Are they little holders? Are they?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So these are little remote control car spares, aren't they? Like
Yeah, they are.
like Land Rovers and things.
Yeah.
That's what the jerry cans are for. Because obviously, when you're out racing in the Paris-Dakar Rally, it's not like you can just pop into the nearest petrol station. So you have to take your own fuel. I'll tell you what, I did see one. It was a complete 1 to 10 scale garage.
Yes, I've seen that. I was drooling at that as well.
Yeah, drooling is the word for it, isn't it? Right, let me just show you this, what I think, before I forget about it. Messenger, here we go. Right, so this is what Marty McFly has sent. And that is a very nice tractor. But there is the toolbox. Oh, hang on, I've gone the wrong way. Whoa. Right, so you see people send me tractor pictures and things. So there's the toolbox on the front. And there's the content. Obviously, the rope isn't very heavy, so that wouldn't work as a counterbalance. But that shows a really good principle of it. You know, what we're going to do is we're going to fake it a little bit. We're going to sort of half fill it, 3/4 fill it full of counterweight, and then we just chuck some tools and things on the top. But I wonder if that might be the way to go.
Yeah.
So, and I've got to be honest with you, that looks fairly simple to produce. These little bits at the bottom, are they handles? So
Right.
can I assume that this has got...
Maybe it's a hinge to open the front of the box.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's like hooks on the back. So you just hook it on and it stays in place by gravity because the hooks are... I'm going to have to demonstrate this one with my hands. So on the back, it'll have a hook going downwards. So there'll be a hole on the tractor, so it goes into the hole. So obviously it's going to stay in place because it's pushing down. So you've got the handles at the front, so you can actually lift it out. Is that what that bit is?
I see.
Because sorry, I didn't mean to go fully on me. Because that I could probably work. It will test my abilities a little bit, but I'm not gonna do a hinge. I think the easiest way to do a hinge would be to do a hook. So it'll kind of slot in and it'll stay in place. But I'll see what I can figure out. Poor old Horlicks has gone with the connection again. Bless him. He'll have like perfect connection for the next few days. As soon as he starts streaming again, he'll start going again.
Yeah.
We were just feeling sorry for you, Horlicks, while you were gone. We were just saying you probably have perfect connection for the next 4 days or something, and then on the 5th day you'll try and stream and it'll all go again.
Yeah.
So, is anybody thinking of anything?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's been fine ever since. Then when I want to do stream.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm in a sort of similar situation to Horlicks. I know Horlicks is in a shared house. He's probably got loads of people coming off. But the problem I've got is my internet here it's not bad because the length of my flat to try and get into the back bedroom here, it's not very good. You know what I mean? So I bought a new Wi-Fi range and it's just not even touching it, if you know what I mean.
You had a little bit of a similar but opposite problem in that the internet in this house is reliable actually, but it's so slow. So, well, how long have I been here? I've been here 2 years now, so must be over a year ago now. I said to him, "Can I get me on internet?" So I pay for my own internet and I get good, reliable internet. But yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? So, but you asked about that, didn't you, Horlicks? They wouldn't let you, or you know you're not prepared to, because you're not going to be there a year.
Well, I don't know. So
yeah, I mean, I'd love it here, but I mean, obviously, tell you guys this. I thought I was going to be moving countries. I've been playing the lottery now for a number of years. I just pay a direct debit every month. The amount I pay is based on the number of Wednesdays and Saturdays in the month. If I win anything, they send me money. If I don't win, they send me nothing. I'm very, very down. I haven't even got anywhere near what I've paid. But, you know, you've got to be in it to win it. Sometimes I get an email that says you've won a lucky dip. On about 2 or 3 occasions, I got an email to say, oh, you've won 25 quid. And on Thursday morning, I got an email to say, you have won a prize. Didn't state the amount. Just click here to find out more. So, lovely, lovely. So I click on this link, don't I? Well, it's 4 in the morning. That's what time I get up on when I'm on early. Well, it's what time I get up all the time. Site's down for early morning maintenance, isn't it? So I'm sitting there thinking, well, is it like the tickets you buy at the newsagents? You know, if you win a small amount, you collect that amount from the newsagents. If you win like 100 grand or something, you have to collect it from Camelot, because I guess they can't expect the newsagents to have that much money. So I thought, oh, is it going to be a case of if I've won a small amount, they can email me to say, oh, you've won a small amount. But, you know, if you've won a big amount, do you perhaps have to ring this number up? And they go, right, calm down, sit down, I have some news for you. So, you know, I'm getting ready, you know. They haven't told me. I'm thinking, right, okay, I've won a big amount. Is it millions or is it thousands? I don't know. Can I buy everybody a new house and 5 holidays a year? You know, and I couldn't get onto the site until about 9 o'clock. What with me working and the site, I got on. It's 30 quid, isn't it? I've won. So doesn't even cover the monthly. I don't know why they couldn't email me and say you've won 30 quid. But I haven't received it yet. They said we paid it into this bank account, so I'm guessing it's like 3 working days, because I used to get, the only other times I've never won a midweek lottery before. Usually if I win anything, it's on a Saturday, and I usually get the money on Thursday, which is 3 working days after they would process it, isn't it? So I'm wondering maybe I'll get it Tuesday, Wednesday, Tuesday perhaps. Yeah, Tuesday. Let's see what happens. So, yeah. So I might be able to buy some liquid gravity on Tuesday. So, yeah, that's my big story for the week. I thought I'd won millions and I'd won 30 quid. So, why they couldn't tell me, I still don't know. Oh, there we go. Could have weighed silica gel, couldn't we? I get loads. Every time I buy a roll of filament, I got another packet of silica gel. But I love the way they put "do not eat" on the packet. You know, why would you even think of eating it? I don't know.
I think we've gone bonkers, haven't we, with stuff like that? I mean, it seems like washing tablets and liquids now. We seem to have warnings on everything, you know. It's like, what?
Yeah, I mean, the way I see that, the only person that would ever consider eating that probably isn't old enough to be educated enough to understand the word "do not eat." You know, yeah, I was going to eat that, but now I've decided I haven't. I won't. You know, if you're about 2 years old, you're not going to understand what the words mean, are you?
No.
Right, guys, it's 11:15. We seem absolutely impossible to do a short stream, don't we?
As always.
That's when we get a long and complicated build. So it's all been great stuff. The problems, well, I say problems, the issues with the leveler. But I like what we've got. But yeah, the upside down a bit. I'm gonna have to email him about that. I have to say, well, what's going on? The weighing of the different products was interesting. That really was interesting. So liquid gravity is best, but salt is liquid gravity on a budget. The toolbox. So thank you for the pictures, Marty. Do appreciate that. So I'll see if I can work. I do like the shape of that box. I don't know if there's a reason why it's slanted at the front, but it makes it look a bit nicer, doesn't it? I would have thought it could have been flat and then it could have doubled up as a table, couldn't it? Well, I don't know. Would farmers eat their dinner in the field? You know, saves them going all the way back to the farmhouse. So I suspect many farmers just want to stop eating and just get on again. They don't want to waste their time going back home. I don't know. So we have a little deck chair in there, couldn't we? Pull it out, put your dinner on the table, and I don't know. Can you tell I've never been a farmer? Right.
It depends how far away you live from the farmhouse, though, isn't it?
Well, it depends how big your farm is, doesn't it?
Guess.
If you've got a 1 million acre farm, it's going to take you 3 days to get home, won't it?
Or if let's you basically you do fencing, so basically you might be at a different farm for so long. They might not have.
It's like that, was it Glastonbury? It's like the fields are like 8 miles or something. It takes like 2.5 hours to get across the fields, apparently.
Yeah, so even a tractor that's got to take 8 miles at 20 mile an hour, which is probably motoring in a tractor, that's going to take you nearly half an hour, isn't it? And then you got to get back. So, Dave, thank you. Actually, you kind of pushed us to have us all doing it, and I, once you said that, obviously I did sort of say, I want people to do different bits, but yeah, actually all building it. I do like to do one stage, so I'll wait for the slowest one to catch up before I move on to the next stage. But it's you kind of giving us a little bit of a push there. The whole object of this is a group build. So you can't have a group build where only one person's building. So thanks for that, Dave. I do appreciate that little push. So if anybody else has any ideas on how we can change things, we're always listening. We may not be able to adapt all, but we'll certainly try. So
that toolbox, Penny.
Oh, that looks similar to the one that I was looking at that I lost. Could you do me a favor and send me the link? I won't show it on stream today. Now, I've got lots of little things that I'm going to try and print off, a lot of these 1 to 10 scale things. Mostly they're not going to be boxes so much. What have I got? I've got an axe. I've got a tray. I won't look at the trailer. A lot of the toolboxes aren't really usable, but I will certainly look at them. What's this battery? Oh, that's a battery case. Oh yeah, I was actually looking at the battery case. Someone's come up with a little case that you can put. This is the battery that we will be using. And I was suggesting to Fleetwood that maybe we can stick some Velcro to it and then a bit of Velcro. And then we can jam it into the hood then. Again, this would work as a counterweight as well. Someone's come up with a battery case. And the battery case will slip over there. And it's got no bottom and no top. So it's got a little hole in the side for the wires. So I wondered if we could perhaps add to it, if we could perhaps make it the exact same shape as the inside of the hood, and then maybe put a runner in the hood. We could slide that, and then we haven't got to stick things to the batteries, and we can actually stick whatever sticking will go into the battery case. So these could then just slide in and out of the battery case. That looked rude, didn't it? But I didn't mean it to. So that's something I'm looking at and trying to adapt. We've got some crates, which I always like crates because it's stuff that you can stick on trailers. And and jerry cans, camping stove. The camping stove really is for Fleetwood. I think you wanted that, didn't you? Couple of little lamps, and little beer crates. Outdoor table you want, don't you?
Yeah. I've got some milk churns coming as well.
A wheelchair.
No, milk churns.
Oh, milk churn. I think you said wheelchair. I'm so sorry. I've also found a file that's just got lots and lots of different bits in it. So I will look at that. So yeah. I'll keep on plodding along doing little bits. But just little things that just enhance the build. So I am off next week. Oh, excuse me. I'm off next week, so I'm working on the recorded videos. I had, oh my God, the one I start stage 1, and I had so much trouble with the diff. I'm quite happy that I had problems with the diff, because if I had problems with the diff, you guys might get problems with the diff. And I'm so thankful that one of the first things I did, I'm not trying to sort of give away or anything, but I'm so thankful that one of the first things I said was always put some kitchen roll down. You shouldn't mess it up, but just in case. And oh, did I make a mess of that kitchen roll? So the videos turned out very, very long because obviously I was introducing the project. I will be recording as many as I can. Hopefully I can get all 6 done. And so I'm aiming to get 6 done. So they'll be released Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then from next month, I'll be doing them Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. So that's a bit of work for me. So Fleetwood, you will be streaming on Wednesday, won't you, for the Routemaster? So that should be fun. Adrian, are you not doing... I keep forgetting what you're doing now. Are you doing Friday?
No, I've decided not to do Friday because it will be one issue.
Right. So, Horlicks, you are doing Friday if your internet holds up?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've now got a spare slot on Saturday if you want to do anything. Because obviously I'm working next Saturday night. So that's a spare one. But going back, we've got... Is anybody doing anything tomorrow?
Yes, hopefully me and you for my Routemaster.
I knew that really. So, so tomorrow afternoon, a bit of a stream. So I should be Horlicks and Horlicks will be Penny.
If my internet is
well. You being me and me being you, have you you got that, you know what? No, he doesn't understand what I'm saying there. He's right. So what? Monday, don't worry about it, Horlicks. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. Don't worry. It's okay. So Monday is Chris Campbling Terminator Day. You think he'll do Terminator, or will he still be doing X-Wing? Tuesday is Chris Davies. Wednesday is Fleetwood. Thursday must be World of Wayne because I can't remember them streaming last Thursday. Friday is Horlicks. Saturday is Someone Jump In and Take It Day.
Oh, it's just clicked.
I love Horlicks. He does get there.
I'm very slow. We'll see.
I'm sorry. I've gone a week ahead, and it's took him a whole week to figure it out. Yeah. So next Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, let's just keep it till that then. So yeah, guys. So unless you got anything else to add, I'm going to close the show.
Nope.
So it's been a great show, isn't it?
Yeah. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So should we go around clockwise saying goodbye today?
Yeah.
So
right.
Over to you, Fleetwood.
Okay. Well, I'm still waiting for the Fiat Pack 2. That should be hopefully maybe next week or the week after. So that'll have to be done when I'm back home next. Be probably middle of December for Pack 2 of the Fiat. As for the Renault, at the moment, I've got up to issue 9 here at the moment. So by the time I do the Fiat, should be up to about 12, maybe 14. So we'll have a good Renault show just before Christmas.
Lovely.
So that's about it from me. So I'll say goodbye. Thanks for having me. Glad you enjoyed the experiment. Just a bit of fun and a bit of a joke, really. But in all seriousness, I think,
enjoy it. But it gave me a lot to think about. It wasn't one clear-cut winner, was it? It was a bit of a two-horse race there, depending on your needs.
Yep.
Okay, so over to you, Adrian.
Good night, all. Thank you for having me on the show. I found it was a good build.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well done, Adrian.
And we'll grab Horlicks before his internet runs out. I think he's buffering a lot.
Right, yeah, see you later, everyone. Thanks for watching. Hopefully tomorrow, if the internet holds out, we'll have more of the Routemaster. I can't remember what. I don't know yet what we'll be doing. I think we're attaching the body to the chassis, so it could be quite a lengthy one, but we'll see. But yeah, apart from that, yeah, good builds. And I'll see you all in a fortnight for the tractor.
Lovely. Right, take care, guys. Love you all. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.